Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Big major news today with Matthew Perry, and they have arrested people who they say are responsible for giving Matthew Perry the ketamine and the drugs that wiped him out at the end. And I heard Alex Stone on ABC National News. I'm like, wow, let's get that guy, see if he'll come on with us, and he is. Alex Stone, how you, bub?
Doing well. What a day, right?
Oh,
that,
my
and
God.
Then the Wactor case as well.
And the earthquake in Lake Elsinore?
There was that, yeah.
Peter Marshall passed away?
Yeah, a lot went on today, but it in the criminal justice world, it was a busy day in L.A.
Yeah. I read all the stuff on the Matthew Perry stuff. And before we get into it, I got to say that, the texts that those people sent back and forth to each other were really rude. They're charging him $2,000 for a drug that cost them $12. And I get that wasn't a very cool thing to do. But man, I am a personal responsibility guy. I don't blame the liquor store owner if you die of alcoholism. I don't blame the car dealership if you drive a car into a wall. I don't sue Home Depot or Lowe's if you fall off a ladder. I think a lot of things have to be on you.
Sure. But in this case, if you are an addict, which clearly he was, then somebody had to enable him, and they were allegedly the ones enabling him. And
right, but if you were addicted to alcohol, is it the liquor store owner's job to decipher that for you? I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
But if you need a medical doctor to get this stuff, should a medical doctor, knowing allegedly where it was going, should they be writing that prescription? And
I understand that. Okay, let's charge him with bad paperwork, but for murder, I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's a long list of charges that they've got on this thing. It's a lot of conspiracy, a lot of distribution resulting in death, possession. But I mean, the allegation here is that this ring knew what was going on, and then allegedly there has been this woman known as the ketamine queen of Los Angeles.
That's a great name, by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
That she even named herself that.
Right. And her court. I haven't seen her court yet. Is she in the Rose Parade this year as the ketamine queen? Did I miss something?
She's going to be waving to you as the ketamine queen. And apparently she had a lot of stuff other than ketamine in her home when they went in there.
But by the way, Alex, if you knew that the ketamine queen was going to be the queen of the Rose Parade, wouldn't you get up extra early to look at that?
I would want to see that.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah. The indicators are that it seems that the ketamine queen may run in circles in this town that are higher-end Hollywood circles. I wonder how many people right now are worried that the DEA and the U.S. Attorney and the LAPD, that their names are in her books, however she keeps them. We've seen some photos that appear that would indicate that she's in on the higher end of things in the parties that she goes to and the events that she goes to. But, at this point, it's all an allegation against her, and being that she was kind of the middle woman between the doctors and Matthew Perry, and that she orchestrated a lot of that. But you have to wonder if people are going to turn, and we already know 3 of the 5 are taking plea deals.
Oh, no.
So might she just say, hey, you want to know what my contact list is, and you want to know what I was working with?
Wow. A lot of nervous people. Like, remember when Heidi Fleiss?
Heidi Fleiss, that's exactly what I was thinking of, yeah.
Open up that book.
Well, and the thing I didn't know, too, Tim, is, I mean, apparently ketamine is like the thing right now, that this is the drug that maybe from 28-year-olds to about 50-year-olds, it's kind of the social going out drug that is quite popular. It years ago was a veterinary drug that everybody went, wow, people are stealing this drug from vet offices, and then became more for therapy, for anxiety and whatnot, and now is used quite a bit, some for the therapy, but heavily for when it's misused. It's, you know, the way that the Perry's been doing it, and he was injecting just a ton of this stuff that now we know he had enough for general anesthesia in his body that day. He'd been injected 3 times in the one day, allegedly by his live-in assistant, and the last push was an injection that was quite large. And then the live-in assistant allegedly went to the store and came back, and he was under the water, so nobody was observing him. But however he was getting it in his body, and whether these people were involved or not, he had a lot of ketamine in his body.
Yeah, I didn't know it was an injectable drug. I thought it was an oral thing.
Yeah, there's tablets, there's injection, there's, I believe, even you can snort it in a way if you ground up the pills. There's a lot of different ways you can do it.
But you know, if you're going to do drugs illegally, why wouldn't you go top shelf and get a Dilaudid or, you know, something that can really, you know, sail you around?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing right now. This is what he was addicted to. This is what he wanted.
Oh boy! All right. So what happens to these people now? Are they still incarcerated, or have they bailed out?
Well, no. So we don't know about her yet. The ketamine queen. I believe she's appearing in court right now, or just did. But the one doctor who had not pled, he just a few minutes ago was in court downtown, entered a not guilty plea, got a $100,000 bail, and he's going to be walking free. So even though they came in and there was an operation this morning to take them into custody, it was, I mean, listen, we knew last night this was going down, and it was intense all night long. I'm thinking it was going to break, and where is it? Has the operation gone down yet? And then today he's walking out of court, and he's not even going to stay in custody. So,
wow.
But yeah, he's bailing out. The other 3
could be rich.
Yeah, some of them are not in custody because they've made plea deals and they'll be sentenced down the line. But the 2 of them were in custody after they were arrested this morning, but at least 1 is now out.
You know, every time you say ketamine queen, I think of Billy Ocean. You know, with the ketamine queen. Now we're sharing the same dream. God, that's
his label right now is going, don't do that.
Right. And his label is also like, I wonder how many of our guys are on that list, too. And when do you think that list comes out? I bet it does, you know, to try to save her skin.
And then do prosecutors go after? I mean, if you're a buyer on that list, because are you really the criminal in that? Yeah, I mean, you would be at the street level if you were buying drugs, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's wild, man. But that poor Matthew Perry, man, he tried his ass off to get sober. I mean, he did everything.
Well, you remember when he did the interview with ABC, and you could hear the slurring in his voice, but he was saying, I'm good, don't worry about me. And it seems like in fall of last year, he went back into it.
And when you look back at Friends, were you a big Friends fan?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I still love watching it when it's on
I do too.
TBS every night.
Yeah, and that show would not be the same without him. No. I think he was the funniest guy in the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. Buddy, I really appreciate you coming on. I know it's been a long day for you. You started early because I heard you at like 6:30 or 7 this morning, doing these stories.
It was early. In fact, his attorney just said that they arrested one of the doctors at 7:30, and we went, wow. Wait, we were on the air already announcing that the operation had concluded. So, yeah, it was all going down this morning at the same time.
Yeah, and then TMZ gets another nod there. They're one of the first to report, if not the first.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, they got feelers out there.
They do.
All right, buddy. I really appreciate you coming on. Yeah, all right. And we'll talk to you real soon.
You got it.
All right, thanks. Alex Stone, everybody, with ABC News. Matthew Perry. That was Billy Ocean, wasn't it? The Caribbean Queen?
Yes, indeed.
That's ketamine queen. Now we're sharing the same dream. And our hearts, they beat as one. I don't know what the rest of the lyrics are.
No more love.
Oh yeah, no more love on the run. They got it. What is that, Angel?
I was going to say no more drugs on the run.
Oh, that's great. Oh man, they got to rewrite that song. I bet Billy Ocean will probably want to do that. Is he still alive? Sit with us, Billy Ocean. Yeah, died on, and I thought was a great guy. Is Peter Marshall. He's the host of Hollywood Squares, probably the best game show host in television's history, and he passed away. I think he was 98, though.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that's a nice run in Hollywood. That's a nice run.
His PR person said that Peter Marshall's last words that he wanted were that he died of boredom.
Really?
Yeah, or that the cause of his death. That's what he wanted his cause of death to be announced as. Boredom.
That's kind of great. That's kind of cool. That's great. All right, very good.
Man, he
All right,
was
a lot of
yucking it
news
up.
to get to today. We have the Matthew Perry story. We just discussed that with Alex Stone. Johnny Wactor and the people detained over that murder. The Lake Elsinore earthquake. We're not forgetting about you. There's a big deal. There's a big deal. These earthquakes are big deals because we know something's coming. And then also Peter Marshall passed away. So a lot to get to today, and also the big story, the two big stories, Johnny Wactor, the murder investigation, and also the Matthew Perry story.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
All right, we got big news going on. The Matthew Perry story is the breaking news today. They've arrested 5 people in connection with his death. Johnny Wactor, and they've detained people in his death. Earthquake, Lake Elsinore. I think it even was felt in Corona and the surrounding areas. That's a big deal. And then Peter Marshall passed away. So a lot is going on. And then we also have the burglary report every single day. San Fernando Valley, they can't stop this. People are being robbed all the time in the San Fernando Valley.
In the past couple of weeks, there have been a significant increase in burglaries in this small area in Encino, Tarzana, Woodland Hills.
Hey, can you turn the pot down a little on it? Like if it's at 30 now, could you bring it down to like maybe 6? All right, thanks, bub.
In the past couple of weeks, there have been a significant increase in burglaries in this small area in Encino, Tarzana, Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
LAPD Chief Dominic Choi addressing Tuesday's string of burglaries. He says additional resources have been deployed, including more patrols and investigative resources.
All right. I don't know if that's working or not.
All this effort to identify individuals that we believe are not just this crime of opportunity and they're doing one burglary. These are crews that are organized that are doing multiple burglaries in a particular area. They're organized. They're hitting not just LA, but multiple cities.
Oh,
He also says the department is working with community volunteer patrols to help address the uptick in crimes. Last week, the LAPD hosted a safety meeting with people who live in the valley.
We take these crimes seriously. We need to know about them, so please report them. Be our eyes and ears.
All right. Well, it continues to happen. You know, it's no good. No good. All right, then we have a breaking news that's happening in Glendale, right down the street here in Glendale. There's a shooting at a strip mall in Glendale. That's usually a very, very safe place. Glendale cops don't screw around. They stepped you pretty quick. When you step off the curb in Glendale, they're on you.
800 block of North Pacific Avenue. We are just about 1 mile from the Americana and the Glendale Galleria shopping centers.
I was there on Sunday. Saturday or Sunday? Sunday. I was there Sunday, which I really, I don't pay attention to calendars, but it's a really dumb move to go to the Glendale Galleria on Sunday, because it's the last day of shopping before school starts. So every single kid that lives in the San Fernando Valley or Glendale or Pasadena, they were all at that mall. It took me about 40 minutes to find a parking spot.
It happened in this popular strip mall with a nail salon, a Subway, and a sushi restaurant.
Got to give me more than that on a strip mall. That describes every one of them in the valley.
With a nail salon.
Nail salon, bingo.
A Subway.
The Subway, yep.
And a sushi restaurant.
And a sushi restaurant. There's only 900 malls in Glendale that have all 3.
Not confirmed by police, but friends on the scene who really didn't want to go on camera say the victim is a local music promoter of a famous singer, a married man in his 50s with 2 small children.
Oh, that's horrible. What's going on with people?
What can you tell us about how many shots were fired and the suspects?
So I don't know as far as how many shots were fired, so I can't speak to that at this point. It's still an active investigation. As far as the suspects, I don't have any information that I can disclose because it is an ongoing investigation. The detectives showed up here pretty much right after this incident took place, and they've been working the scene and trying to follow up on leads.
Okay. Well, no information then.
So again, Glendale police not talking about a possible motive, but friends of of the apparent victims say he did wear flashy watches and jewelry, but they don't think that this was a robbery, rather a setup. They said he came here for a business meeting earlier today. Glendale police not releasing much information.
Oh, boy.
I heard this man came to a meeting here, and another man on a motorcycle came and shot the victim in the head, and the man died instantly.
Oh, my God.
The man fled the scene.
And this is a guy who's a father to 2 young kids. What's going on in Southern California?
It happened right outside this Paris Baguette restaurant here in the shopping center in Glendale. Police have not yet given us a positive identification on the victim. It appears most of these businesses were not yet open today because it happened just before 9 o'clock this morning, but many of the businesses do have security cameras. We are efforting some of that video, but again, police have just cleared the scene. Suspect apparently got away. Right now, they are telling me they do not have a suspect in custody.
Yeah, they will. When there's a setup like that, there's a long, paper trail, text, cell phones, a lot of that crap. They'll find out who this guy is. Glendale cops are pretty good at this stuff. All right, man, a lot going on. Lots going on here in Southern California. We're covering all of it for you right here on KFI.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Steve Gregory is going to come in momentarily. He's got a lot of information. He is still in his office talking to officers of LAPD about what's going on with the Johnny Wactor case. And so we will have that for you immediately. But there was some big developments in that case. And it's just a matter of time. Too many cameras out there, too many cell phones. A lot of people can capture you doing your mischief. And a lot of times you get caught, especially nowadays. Because people have had it with crime, and people are willing to step forward and tell people what they saw, tell the cops what they saw, or take video. And it's a new world we live in, where you see crime all the time. When I was growing up, I never saw anybody. I saw maybe, one guy when I was a kid stealing a bunch of crap from a store. But now you see it all the time. I saw it last night at a store. Guy walked out with some crap. The buzzer went off. The cashiers didn't even look at him. And he just walked out. Probably got a couple $100 worth of free stuff. But that's the way it is. That's the law. Where you can, if you steal less than $950, then, you get a misdemeanor, probably not even arrested, just a ticket, and you're off to the races. So I don't know what the end game is, because there's a lot of stores that are going to go out of business because they can't handle that kind of, what do they call it? Shrinkage. They can't handle that kind of shrinkage. All right, let's get some background here before we talk to Steve Gregory and see what's going on with the Johnny Wactor case here.
LAPD officers served search warrants at homes here at the end of Wilton Place near 62nd Street earlier this morning. TMZ is reporting that police are now in the process again of making multiple arrests, and the LAPD has identified members of a local gang in connection with Johnny Wactor's murder that happened near the Level 8 restaurant and lounge in downtown LA. That report went on to say that fingerprints found at that scene helped lead detectives to these suspects. Now, neighbors here in South LA, they tell us that they live on this street and that this search warrant happened earlier this morning around 4 a.m. They tell us these suspects have stolen catalytic converters on their street.
Oh, you can't steal where you live. And the people around you turn you in.
And they're not surprised that police have likely connected these suspects to the Johnny Wactor case.
Last night, we saw a stolen car. And I noticed a stolen car because all the cars that was coming on this street. And next thing you know, this morning, police was here raiding the house at the end of the block.
This guy's good. This neighbor, he said he knows it was a stolen car because he knows all the cars on the street. I couldn't do that. I know what my neighbor drives,
right?
And that's about it.
Yep.
I don't know anybody else. I don't know their business. They don't know mine.
Kind of recognize cars,
Yeah,
but
that's
you
right.
couldn't sit there and go, that doesn't belong here.
Yeah, I know the across the street neighbor's car. Oh, that's not true. I know my neighbors. But wait a minute, hold on. I know a lot of cars. I know the neighbors in back of us. I know his truck and her car, so that's two. I know the neighbors' cars. They have an SUV and a Prius. I know those two. And I know across the street they have a Toyota, and the other one is a BMW. Man, I know like 6 cars. I'm like this guy. I'm this guy. I didn't know that, but I know the neighborhood, and I'm the neighborhood watch guy.
It kind of surprised me when you said you didn't, because you just seem like the guy that would know everybody's car.
Yeah. Now my wife could tell you not only what everybody in our street's driving, but when their plates expire. She knows that too. Yeah, she's into it. But could you tell, Croce? Could you tell cars in your neighborhood that don't belong?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, to some degree, like I say, some cars I'll recognize. I go, yeah. But if there's a new car there, no, couldn't tell you if that's new or stolen or whatever.
But this guy's a lot more aware than we are. Man, he knows. Listen to this guy again.
Last night we saw a stolen car.
All right. How do you know it was stolen?
And I know it's a stolen car because all the cars that's coming on this street. And next thing you know, this morning police was here raiding the house at the end of the block. So the occupants of the house been troublemakers on the street for a long time.
Oh, wow. How about that guy sticking his neck out like this?
Hey, he is. I thought the same thing.
Yeah. Wow. There's gang members down the street, and he's like, they're troublemakers. Woo! I locked those doors tonight, bub.
So the occupants of the house been troublemakers on the street for a long time. Stealing catalytic converters up and down the street, terrorizing the neighborhood. So it's about time for them to go. We'll see what Gaston in office, how that helps or it hurts.
Okay. Man, even guys that, you wouldn't expect to know the politics of L.A., he's even hip on the get-go thing.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Like, when I was growing up, I had no idea who the DA was.
Couldn't tell you.
Not even close. Yeah. But man, oh man, now we know everybody. Everybody we now know because they made our lives so, crazy.
Bet he's a KFI listener.
Yeah, he might be right. Yeah, I bet this guy's a KFI listener for sure. I bet he's a big John Cobalt fan. Listen to this guy at the end again.
We'll see what Gaston in office, how that helps or it hurts.
Yeah, all right. That guy's great.
We'll see what comes out of it.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. What's going on with this guy? All right, that's a big story, and I'm glad that they have made some arrests, and Steve Gregory's still on the phone trying to get information. So when he does come on before 7 o'clock, he's going to have the latest information. So all you people out there who are protesting on behalf of this Johnny Wactor, congratulations. That worked. It worked. To get out there protesting, keep the story alive, keep this guy alive, keep his story alive. Man, it does work.
And it's interesting because the guy also had said, I don't know if it was heard there, but they had handed out those flyers, you know, asking for information. They had specifically gone to that neighborhood, knocked on doors like a week or two ago.
Oh, that neighborhood?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Those actors and actresses, was it General Hospital?
Yes.
They got on it. They took their free time. They put up posters and talking to people. They got on it for this guy. This guy must have really been well loved, well liked on that set.
Yeah.
Because most actors in Hollywood, when you hear like an actor who's passed away, then the actors come in and go, "Ooh, wow, I'm so sorry. I sort of look like him. I don't know if you're recasting today. I know he just died like 5 seconds ago, but God, if I get a haircut." And you squint a little, I'm almost exactly like him.
Offer only?
Yeah, I'm going to leave my resume right here and my 8x10 right here. Again, I'm really sorry this happened, but I scratch out my agent. He dropped me, but here, I'll write the new number in there. Here we go. And give me a call. I'm sorry to see things blow up here, but, life goes on, and I'm available. God. That's exactly what happened, You know what happened. Like, oh, so sorry to hear that. Then the first call, agent. Hey, did you hear about, this guy passed away? Could you throw a call into General Hospital?
It's like in New York when you hear about, when an elderly person dies in a really nice apartment building.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When we come back, I'll tell you a story of eyewitnesses firsthand when there was a show called Breakfast with the Beatles. Remember that show, Breakfast with the Beatles?
I didn't know it wasn't still around.
Well, it's
In
still
some
around.
capacity.
Deidre O'Donoghue used to host it.
Huh?
And I'll tell you a story and come back because I was there that day when she passed away.
Oh.
I was at the station when that happened. And look back, I'll tell you about it. But it's a kind of a wild story. And it doesn't make a lot of people involved in the story look very good. But what the hell?
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
I'm going to tell you that Deidre O'Donoghue Breakfast of the Beatles story next, but Steve Gregory just walked in with information on this horrible story with Johnny Wactor here. What do you say? What do you know?
Yeah, so this thing it was starting actually overnight last night.
Let's do a recap, though. This is the young kid from General Hospital.
Right, the actor that was walking home from his part-time job as a bartender in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, and he was walking to his car, and he noticed his car was up on jacks, and there were guys trying to take his catalytic converter, and he confronted them, and then it's not clear who pulled the trigger or whom, because 3 people have now been booked for the murder, but he was shot in the chest and killed. Then the getaway car was an Infiniti, and then come to find out the Infiniti was stolen. So that's what happened on May 25th. Then, of course, it was very high profile. And then early this morning, just at sunrise this morning, is when my phone started to blow up about arrests being made in the case. But then there was some confusion because during an operation, they were detaining people. They were putting some in custody. That they were doing some Q&A with some people, some confidential informants, members of this Florencia 13 gang. And then they served search warrants, and they found some forensic evidence that ties at least 3 of those guys that are in custody now to the crime scene in the form of fingerprints on a tire iron.
Oh, really? They left the tire iron behind?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So,
but aren't these gangs usually very cautious about not killing anybody? Because if they just stole the catalytic converter, the cops, they got other crap going on.
2 of the 4 arrested are 18.
What are the other 2? Or the other 1? Is it
it's
total
2 more.
2 more?
So 3 were booked for murder, 1 booked for accessory. 2 of them are 18 and are in jail on $2 million bail. I don't have any jail info on the other 2. But you're 18 years old. Do you really? You're not that street savvy yet, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Look, a lot of these gang members know that, it really ups the ante, and you get a lot more detectives on your ass if you kill somebody. If you just steal the catalytic converter, again, these cops have a lot more things to do, and they don't usually, come after you with 900 guys. But once you kill somebody and becomes a high profile like that, they put all their best guys.
Yeah,
on.
when that draws heat to the gang, and then I think I would be interested to know whether there was some of that intel was gathered because someone rolled over on him.
So just a simple fingerprint from a tire iron. These guys obviously weren't wearing gloves, which is odd because you're cutting metal.
So I'm saying, if 2 of them are 18, I don't know if the other 2 are over 18 or juveniles or whatever. That might be why I'm not finding any jail information on them.
Right. Are they local kids?
Yeah, 2 of them are from L.A. County, and then one's from Inglewood and one's from Huntington Park.
And all 4 of them were there that night?
Well, at least 3 of them. There's forensic evidence that puts 3 of them at the scene. So the 4th, as an accessory, it's not clear whether he was on scene or whether he was, helping. So the accessory charge would be either helping, hide them or hide evidence or something like that. That'd be the accessory.
And what are they looking for? What are they looking at time-wise?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know if it was what degree murder. The charges will most likely be filed Monday.
And Gascon's under a lot of pressure between now and November 5th to really throw the book at some guys.
Well, sure. And, Mayor Bass has already weighed in on this. And, so that's how high profile it's become, because she's already released a statement. And I do know that there was a lot of eyes on this. And here's the thing. And, you've been around cops as long as I have, and you've got buddies that are cops. And when this case happened and it was out in the public, a lot of people were just criticizing. It's like, I can't believe they don't have this thing solved already. I can't believe they're not doing anything about it. The family was all upset. And it's like, what they don't realize is that they were working on it.
Sure.
There's a thing called surveillance, and they have to take their time. They have to get it right, because if they do it and screw it up, then they'll never be able to convict these people.
Right. But you think the tire iron that was left behind with the fingerprint, if it wasn't for that tire iron, do you think these guys would still be skating?
No, because...
Did they have cell phone?
We don't. Yeah, there's a lot of technology and a lot of investigative tools that...
These criminals keep bringing their cell phones with them.
I know. And let me tell you, there's a thing that I learned about on some cell phone tracking that they do that's mind-boggling.
Even when that phone's off, it's tracking you.
Uh-huh. And remember, don't discount information from people with knowledge or people in the know. And do you remember a while back when the young kid that was on his grandfather's porch in a Superman or a Spider-Man costume showing his grandfather, and he got shot by a gangbanger, and it was a rival gang that outed him. They knew exactly.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They were like, we don't want this kind of attention. This is not part of our code.
Right.
You don't go shooting children. And so in a case like this, to your point, when you're talking about something this high profile, I could easily see other gang members giving information or intel.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because gang members talk, right?
Yep. And again, confidential informants are probably getting some sort of remuneration or some sort of favor from law enforcement for their information.
Let me play you a neighbor of one of the kids that's been arrested. This is one of the neighbors lives down the street.
Last night we saw a stolen car, and I noticed a stolen car because all the cars that's coming on this street. And next thing you know, this morning police was here raiding the house at the end of the block. So the occupants of the house have been troublemakers on the street for a long time.
That guy's got balls to go, to talk about gang members like this.
So the occupants of the house have been troublemakers
Are they showing his face?
No, I don't know if they showed his face or not.
Still in Cadillac Converters up.
They did not?
No, correct.
Yeah, well,
still in Cadillac.
Well, he's got a ball then. If they showed his face, he have two. But at least he had audio, so he's got one. It's on.
We don't know if that's his voice altered.
Oh,
it does sound a little tweaked.
It does sound a little lower, doesn't it?
Really? Okay. Well, what are you guys calling a ballless wonder with the two of you? What's going on with you?
No,
guys?
I'm just
still in Cadillac Converters up and down the street.
And they said something about Gascon here.
It's about time for them to go. We'll see with Gaston in office how that hurts or it hurts.
Gaston.
Yeah. Well, he screwed that name up. But but
that was altered.
But okay. All right. Okay. But I was talking to Crozier about this. We never knew what the DA was growing up, but now everybody knows who he is.
Right, because back then, you think about it, the job was done. You didn't have to worry about it because the job was done. You knew that the bad guys were put in jail. The bad guys went to court. The bad guys went to jail. Yeah. And it's one of those things where you're seen, not heard. It's just kind of, you take for granted.
Great job, buddy, because I know you've been sitting on this information for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. It's very frustrating. But yes.
I know. Mm-hmm. And I think the LAPD thanks you for not spoiling it.
Yeah,
that's why they trust you.
That's why they trust
They'll
me.
trust you again until you blow a case wide open for yapping. All right, thanks, buddy.
Can I say something off the record?
Sure. Okay. All right, we're live on KFI. Thanks, Steve. You're the best, buddy.
Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.